going. Why are you not showing up here though? That's weird. I know. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, now we're ready to start. Alright, so now we can get started. Hello guys, how's it going? Hope you're doing good. We're just going to be doing some landscaping as per the title. I'm trying to configure myself here. I got like no surface area. Okay. That's going to have to work. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, a lot of this is just going to be us doing some landscaping. So I guess once someone wants to come and jump in, they're more than welcome to do so. But anybody that may be watching this later, hi. I hope you're doing awesome. We're just landscaping, just really chill and settle. And then after this is done, we are going to be doing the rest of the build on Friday. So I don't think, maybe tomorrow I'm gonna record the first part of doing the interior, which is probably going to be the ground floor of this building here. And then probably the next part will be us doing either, I think one video could probably be me doing this shop, and then we'll do the upstairs living quarters. I think that's how it's gonna go, but we shall see. But yeah, we are going to be just focusing on landscaping today. I'm just pulling out a couple of different plants that I think I want to use. We did start a little bit early, but that's okay. I am trying to figure out how to stream on the computer because I play on console. So I would have to use remote play, but unfortunately my little laptop is not quite strong enough to do that. But I am trying to see if there's a way that I can use, we have like a gaming computer in our office. So I'm trying to see if there's a way that I can use that instead, because then hopefully the stream will be better quality. And I don't know. Yeah, I'm just hoping it'll be better looking and stuff. All right, I'm being a little particular here. Not too particular though. Let's put some, I'm not sure about how I want to place these. So we're gonna go over here and we're gonna take a breather from this. I want to place down some ivy, and I think we are gonna use the vampire pack one. And then we'll of course cover this up with some bushes just around the corner here, just to cover up the foundation there. Okay, so that's the first-ish layer, but I definitely want to have it climbing up. So that's what we're going to work on next, just trying to fill this in a way that hopefully will make it look like the ivy is actually crawling up this tower rather than just being placed on it, if that made sense. So I'm going to place a couple of these guys around this window, because I don't want to block the window per se, but hopefully line it in a way that looks like the plants are organically growing around it. We can overlap the bottom a little bit there, and then I think I'm going to switch over to this guy and place that right about there, and maybe a little bit there too. So yeah, I want some spots to be more densely vegetated than the others, just to help make it look not too similar to each other. Because yeah, plants, they don't grow perfectly together. I want this to look like it's not perfectly maintained, like the plants are kind of allowed to just grow however they wish to do so. I'm not sure how high up I want to go with this. I don't think I want to go above here. So we're just going to fill up the first floor and then go up. Oh, okay. This is quite a tall tower. So we probably can go up to maybe here in some spots, but we shall see. We shall let the ivy speak to us and tell us where it wants to go. So yeah, I think I probably will have it go up like this, over like that, and then probably have this side go up a little bit too, like that. Yeah, okay, I think that'll work. So let's work on that. And this buys me some time so I can try to brainstorm how I want to do the rest of the plants. As you can see, I already did some of the train painting, and I also pulled out a couple of trees. We'll go and look at those in a second when we're working on those areas, just so that I could have a general idea of where I wanted to place our different garden, oh darn it, what's the word? Garden beds, there we go. So yeah, that's what we're going to be working on today, but we're just going to focus on ivying up the tower first. Hello, there's people here. Hi guys. I don't know who you are, but hi. I can't see you. We are working on putting ivy on this tower, if you're wondering what we're doing. I don't know. I like this one. I like the Vampire Pack one for more fantasy builds, but I don't know why. This one from the University Pack, the color's a bit odd. And I also just don't really like the trellis. It just doesn't, it's not the vibe for this. I want it to look overgrown and like no one really manages this. The plants are just kind of allowed to do whatever they wish, growing wise. All right, I think that's doing all right. So I'm gonna have this curve up a little bit and we'll go from there. So let's place you there. Because I want it to look a little patchy. So I'm trying to keep that in mind because otherwise I'm just gonna want to have to cover everything the same way, but I don't want to do that. But I also want to avoid having this like weird square space that doesn't look cute. So we gotta try and cover that up. Could also maybe use the Henford on Bagley one, but that one's really difficult to do with this round shape, so that's why I'm not using that one, even though that one is very pretty and honestly much more of a vibe than this one. All right, how are you looking there? That looks okay. We're getting there. I think I need to round it out a little bit. Yeah, I'm just going back and forth. Honestly, this is the only way that I can really do this because, you know, we won't know that we're done placing ivy until we're done placing ivy. Also, we'll maybe shrink some of these down so that I can get a little bit of a better edge. So like that. Yeah, okay. And then we'll, of course, place the bushes around the edges just to cover up the naked bottom of our tower. Oh, I don't want to side that up. All right, so we will go like that, and then, well, this is gonna go up. So do I want to have this go down? Yeah, we might as well. We may as well, and then I'll have this guy right out here just to help blend that edge. Maybe. I could use this one again. Just like here. I will make sure to check to make sure it's not butting into our building there, of course. We'll do, I think, one more size down piece here. Let's see. Just making sure it's not going to go through that window too much. Maybe a tiny bit. Maybe. Is that a vibe? Maybe. Just a little bit. Maybe. All right. Maybe one more little bit there. We'll see. Yes. All right. for the full effect. Yeah, I think that works. Maybe I will put just a bit of these little bramble clings just on like the very edge, or I think this one might be better to use. And we'll just help lens it out just a little bit and make it look like maybe some parts of this is dying. So I think I'm going to use this shade, and then I might also go in, I think it has like a red shade, just to help add a little bit more interest to the vines. So add another here. Maybe we'll have this one going up a little bit higher, like so, like that, and then do like 2 more right here. All right, let's look at that red shade. Because that looks like that. It's very, very subtle. I don't know. We'll see. It either will make a difference or that literally makes no difference. I will know it's there though. Okay, that did a little something. All right, it's very, very subtle, but you honestly won't be able to tell. Maybe I should have just used this one on the edges. Okay, I'll place that. I'm not going to go and delete the vines, thorny things that we already placed, but I'll place a couple of these. Just add a little something, something. Just the gray, honestly, that was on me. It kind of just blends into the rock, so it's kind of pointless to put it there, but it's okay. All right, let's do one there, and then we'll do like 2 or 3 more over yonder. Just like that. I'm honestly just going over what we placed earlier. All right, how does that look? All right, I think that looks like a ivy-covered tower. Yay, all right. So I think I'm just gonna do some, that's the wrong icon, some overgrown bushes. So let's go back down to the ground floor. And I'm gonna put dirt in our little garden beds later. I'm not gonna worry about that right now because I'm probably just gonna use it. I don't want like strict, very uniform, clean looking garden beds. I want everything to look very overgrown. So I'm probably just gonna use dirt to like shade just around the plants that we do place. But we will do that in just a second. I'm gonna try to not, I don't wanna just use that. So we're gonna try and place plants to just try and kind of disguise this foundation as best we can. And I will have to make sure to, before the next video, and hopefully as I'm working, remember to like make sure it's not eating into the interior of our build. All right, so that's something. That's something. Good narration there. All right, that's too much green. We need a break from the green, but I am gonna probably use this at some point. Let's do maybe some lavender. I always like lavender. Lavender's so delicious. It smells so amazing. Definitely when I get a house, I want to have lots of a lavender. I don't think we're gonna use this purple shade here because it's gonna most likely go next to the lavender, but maybe some yellow or some red. That would be nice. But we're just gonna place this vaguely here. Nothing here is 100% gonna stay here. We're just filling out the vibes of the plants first. And then we will determine what looks good and what doesn't. That is the process. All right, that's another little sunflower. Not a sunflower. It's yellow. That's why I wanted to say sunflower. It's yellow. It's just yellow. It's not a sunflower. We could maybe place some sunflowers, but I'm not sure if that's the vibe for this build. But we can maybe look at it later. I like the red. Looks like little berries. Maybe they harvest these. Well, it's flowers, but they had like little berries. Maybe they harvest them for ingredients for the potions and stuff for our little shop. It's kind of cute. The idea that they go out and maybe forage and stuff. Ooh, I like these. Those are very fun. Maybe we'll place these around here. Yes, I like that. Okay. And then we need something tall. I'm thinking of like that overgrown, this guy. Maybe you can put that there. Maybe. We'll put it there for now. Okay, that kind of maybe works in theory. I'm going to scoot you in a little bit. You're going to be friends with our yellow plant for now. And then I have to figure out something to put there, which is probably going to be another little patch of grass just to help blend it in and make it look a little bit more overgrown. I can put like this guy here to help cover up more of that. That is okay. It can stay there for now. It's not awesome, but it's not bad. so we can stay. That is the goal here. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my keyboard there for a bit. Okay, so that is something. We are going to place lots of lavender. Because what is that movie? There's like that witchy movie. Oh goodness, what is it called? I don't remember the name of it. It's on the tip of my tongue too. That's going to bother me for the rest of the video. if you know what I'm talking about, it's where they say like plant lavender by your garden gate and stuff. It's like a cult classic movie too with that Sarah person in it. I don't remember. She was also in Miss Congeniality. That's gonna bother me. I'm not remembering the name of the movie right now. But yeah, it's they're like witches and they're sisters. I don't remember. All right, we're moving on. Oh, I want to place that there, but it's gonna eat into the wall a bit too much, I think. So maybe if I shrink you down. Nope, there you go. You just completely disappear. I just want a big, fluffy bush there. Why can't you cooperate? Please? Alright, will that eat through the wall? No, it won't. Yay. Okay, it can stay. Yippee! Thank you for cooperating. Your cooperation is appreciated. That's definitely not going to fit there. Alright, so this is what I mean is that this is like a funky spot, but we will figure it out. Don't worry. We can place a little one like that. And then I don't want to do, there's lavender here and there's lavender there, so I don't want to put another lavender there. We could do that and just call that good. I mean, it's not bad, but I don't know. I get particular sometimes. I don't want to place too much of the same plant too close to each other. It's just a small little, that's yellow. I don't want to do another yellow plant. Maybe we can switch it to a, that's literally pink right there. All right, what color? What color do you want to do? Some blue? That could work. All right, I'm gonna put something blue over here then, because then that's gonna help blend it in a little bit more. Does this come in a blue? No, this come in a blue. Yes. Maybe like right there. All right, how do you look? Do we want to add something climbing up this wall is the question, because we do have the get together plants. These ones. I'm definitely going to use them closer to that little covered walkway that we have in the middle. But it doesn't hurt to put some in here also, over here as well. Let's see, if I put you like, I don't know if I'm vibing with this. Because now I'm going to want to use a flower. Okay, no, we're not going to do that. Because I'm going to want to put a flower that looks like that flower there, and I'm going to have to undo what I just did. So I'm not going to do that. Okay. All right, I want to wrap a plant slightly around this corner. I'm thinking of using the yellow ones. That could work as long as it's not cutting into the room, which it's not. Okay, that works. All right, so then for holding this all together, we're gonna do one more plant right around here, but I'm gonna change the color of this. Oops. Just so it's not so stark white, but I also don't want that. No. Oh, no, that's not a 5. That's not a 5. Okay, I'm just going to do another one of these. Maybe. Maybe if I rotate it. Does that blend in? Maybe? Kind of? Question mark? Maybe. Okay. I want to use this, yeah, this smarter soil. Soil? And I'm going to size it down. And yeah, I'm not going to do this for the whole bit. Okay, we need a little more color than that. Sorry, because I was doing the walkway. That's why it was like that. Okay, we need a little bit more than that. So we're just gonna go around like this, just a little bit. I'm just doing this little bit so you guys can understand what I mean when I said I'm just gonna vaguely outline the plants. Just to make it the grounds look a little more lived in, you know? It would make sense that the grass underneath these plants would not get sun, so that would cause the grass to die underneath the plants. We're gonna have to fill that in, but I'll probably just do this grass patch again because I'm lazy. And also you just don't really see it, so it's fine. So yeah, I'm just gonna fill this in with this right here, and then we can move on to the next little section of our garden. Okay, I'm gonna tuck this in just a little bit. There we go. Awesome. All right. For this, I think, honestly, you might just fit in there, just so. You're going to be a little stinker, aren't you? You're going to float. Not on my watch. Absolutely not. No, but okay. Okay. I guess you're floating. I was like, no, you're not. I guess you are. Okay. We can place that there. All right, then you can't be used over here again. That's just the law of design. All right, my fingers are cramping. Hold on, give me 1 second. I had to like take a break for the weekend. For like the past 4 days, I wasn't able to play, and it was very sad because I was getting my carpal tunnel and my hands was acting up. So I was like, okay, if I'm gonna live stream, I need to rest my hands. And I was so sad and I was so bored. And I thought it was good. I've been like stretching my hands, doing all the things that you're supposed to do, but it's okay. I can deal with a little bit of pain. I do it for you guys. That is not working in the way that I want it to. Okay, you're not gonna fit there. It's too big for that section. I could use these tall ones just here in this corner just to fill that up, question mark. Yeah. And then I'll rotate this guy and put you here. All right, but I'm not going to put one in there because then that's going to be too same. I will use the get together one, flowers there probably. But the question is, do I want to stop this garden bed or do I want to wrap it into the tunnel too? Not through the tunnel, but like along this area here. I don't know. All right, we can think and build. All right, I'm gonna try and put you, yes, right about there, my friend, just to help cover this awkward little lump we got going. Okay, and then I just want to fill this in and then we'll pop in some random flowers in just a second. I'm going to put some lavender here. And then we'll do some other colors too, just to keep it fun. I don't know if we're not doing more purple here, I don't think, but and that is definitely cutting through, but we'll fix that in just a second. Maybe we'll do some red. Red and purple kind of go together. I mean, they're of the same. I love how I put that grass there and I immediately covered it with another plant. Good job, Lexi. Okay, it's not cutting through anymore. That's good. Okay, we need a little bit more wrapping through here. That helps slightly, but that's not the ticket. That's not gonna finish it though. Maybe you can pull this out a little bit so it's not so pointless. No, I'm not vibing with this plant. Goodbye. No, I didn't mean to delete the bush. Okay, it's fine. We can get it back. All right, bush there. Yes. I'm actually okay with it. For whatever reason, it's working there, so I can stay. I love how I say I have like these rules about bushes and stuff, and then I immediately break the rule. It's very funny. I was very confident too. I was like, I never want to put the flowers that are too similar to each other next to each other. Ugh, never. And then I totally do it. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, purple and yellow is kind of working. That's a sort of a vibe, maybe a vibe, a mild vibe. We will call it a mild vibe. All right, that's too much yellow. No, that does not work. Okay, what else do I want to put here? No, yes, no. Purple? Too much purple. Too much purple, question mark? Way too much purple. Not even a question. That's too much yellow. All right, maybe I can just pull this guy out. Yes, okay, that solves the problem. There we go. that kind of solves our issue. I'm looking to see if I want to fill in this little corner here, and I guess I could if I just put maybe some grass there just to help fill it in and make it look not empty. Oh, you could also do this. That kind of adds a little color back there without actually adding something that's too distracting, question mark. I'm gonna try to zhuzh you in and wrap you closer to this tree. No. All right, you can stay there. We'll place one more daisy bush right there maybe, and maybe I can layer some white and pink. No, that's too much flowers. Oh, can also do these. Hold on. Let me play with these. All right, we might get rid of the yellow flowers and do these instead then. Yes? Yes. I'm deleting that daisy. Yes. Okay. I think that will work. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, that's fine. That can stay like that for now. I'm just gonna grab the daisy and no, I don't think I'm placing anything there, but that is not the right color. So I am going to grab, I was looking for a piece of stone, just copy and paste. There we go. Just to cover that, I'm gonna check this stair also since I just thought of it. No, that one's fine. Okay, that's the only stair I think on the X. Are those different colors? Yes, they are. That's intentional because this wood is black and that one is brown. So that's intentional. All right. Let's go back to here because I totally forgot we were working on this. All right, so I can carry up some more grass there. That kind of works. That's too much grass. Where do those flowers go? Maybe we'll use these flowers again. Yeah. I'm just trying to disguise this lump here as best I can, just so it doesn't stick out so much. We could use the proud pansies. That kind of works, but I also like to use the low-lying yellow flowers. Yes, I think we will use these guys. Oh, you're still floating. What a bummer. Why you gotta be a jerk? So mean. Okay, that kind of works. And maybe if I wrap you to about here, that will work, question mark? I just hate that it's kind of obvious that it's floating, but I unfortunately can't really do anything about it. I'm playing on console, so I can't use mods to make it behave better, unfortunately. All right, we definitely need a different color, not white. Maybe we could do pink. We like pink. Pink is fun. Okay, that's nice. A little hand break for a second. I really thought my hand was better. I'm really sad. I thought I was finally feeling better. I've been bored out of my mind. Just doing around the apartment, waiting for it to be time to stream, and I was like, yay, my hand is good. We're gonna have a good stream. We're still gonna have a good stream, but yeah, it kind of stinks when you're trying to build and do stuff and your hand starts to hurt. Okie dokie. We are making bits of progress, and that is good. So do I want to put this here? We just have that one last empty spot there, and I don't want to do more purple. We could do yellow. We could do a big yellow bush as long, oops, sorry. As long as it doesn't cut into our, oh, that's cutting into there. See, that's why I had to check. All right, we're gonna zhuzh you out a little bit, and that looks fine. All right, let's check and see what we've done so far. I'm just gonna go out, and we're gonna have a little look-see. And I'm gonna drink some orange juice so that I don't sound like a choking chicken when I'm talking. I think that looks good. Yeah, I think that looks good so far. Yeah, again, I'm gonna wait and do the dirt later. I don't feel like doing it right now. Okay, we're gonna pause on doing these garden beds because I also want to put some on this side of the house, but let's do a little bit of work on the actual structure itself. We're gonna put up some signs, some lights, that good stuff. We're gonna pause on the plants for a second. I'm sorry, I gotta adjust how I'm sitting. Okay. So yeah, I want to use some garden boxes on the upper level. And I do believe the ones I have in mind are from either university, these ones, and they do come in this lovely brown shade. So I'm gonna put those here because they do match up that brown quite nicely. Or we're gonna look for some other options because another obvious option is to use these ones that come from the get together pack because they will match the brown. But I know actually I like these ones better. I like this one better so far, but we will look at other things really quick before we make the decision. All right, these ones are okay, but I'm not vibing fully with that flower. This would also look cool, but that looks too tropical. How would this one look? I think that's too much. All right, I think we're sticking to the university ones. What about you? The black is interesting, and I kind of like the detail. If it has like a more of a brownish, warmer wood tone, ooh, like that one. Okay, but those flowers, are the flowers too much? Hmm. All right, let's zoom you out a little bit because it's gonna depend on how it blends in. I feel like it's too bright. It's kind of competing with the flowers in the rest of the landscaping. I don't know, you guys. Okay, I think we're gonna stick with the university ones because yeah, I do like the having that detail from on the box, but I feel like it's competing too much with the flowers are too vibrant. They're kind of competing too much. So we're gonna stick with these guys, and I'm just gonna place them all the way across. Next one like that. I don't think I want to do one here. I don't think so. All right. Do I want to put any on this one? Because I don't think that's gonna fit. Question mark. No, it's gonna cut into the wall. But there are some windows over on this side, maybe that we can put one. But I don't think it would make sense because this is going to be over a staircase. It would be very difficult for someone to try and water it, the flowers from there. So we're not going to do that. We could put some here. This is like I believe this is going to be a kitchen window. So we could have some flowers for the kitchen window. That might look nice. Not that they can really see it with the stained glass, but we can pretend. It's honestly just more about me adding details to the exterior to help prevent this from looking too boring. So yeah, okay, I think that works for now. Oh yeah, here are the trees that I was talking about. Well, we have a elm tree, I believe, and then we also have this little oak tree, and then this also oak tree, question mark. I don't remember what they're called. Okay, and I think I want to do some signage so I don't forget which ones. All right, do I remember which pack they're from? That's the question. Because I know that there's the Get Together pack one. Get Together, yes, this one. And I like this one because it kind of looks like it could be a little potion. I know it's a coffee cup, but we're going to pretend it looks like a potion, okay? Just bear with me. We're going to pretend together. And I want to put one towards the end, excuse me, the rear of our build, because this side is going to be, on the ground floor, is going to be our potion and general magical merchandise shop. But I think that this is probably somewhere where you can go and get like potions made for you if you want. So I want that to be apparent, and then they just have like your general wares and supplies if you are in need of some. All right, I definitely wanted to face outward. Maybe I wanted to maybe put it there, but I kind of like it facing like that better. We will roll with that for now, and then I think maybe we'll use this one because this one has that black metal. I'll look and see if there's other swatches, but I think this will work. All right, and with how this wall is, we don't have to worry about our Sims bonking their head. So that's good. But let's look at the other swatches just to make sure there isn't a better one. No, that's the only one that has the black. All right, that's okay. I could also, if I want to look at some other ones, because they have the cats and dogs sign. Let me look it up that way. This one, and then you can put stickers on it. Because I think there is like a crystal sticker, so that might look cute. So let me search it up that way. Can I spell crystal? Sorry, guys. Yeah, this guy. Oops. Of course it doesn't snap on there. That would be too convenient. Well, poop. Okay, that's fine. All right, we're sticking to this one. The idea was there, but the execution was not going to happen. Okie dokie. So I'm just going to zoom over here, and we'll place it right about there. I want them to be similar-ish height. Is that similar-ish height? Maybe, in theory. Yes, like that. Yeah, yes, yes, yes. Would it not make more sense to have it facing this way? Yes, that does make more sense because you'd have to walk through the tunnel to get to the front of the store. All right, I'm glad I thought about that now. Maybe. Okay. That works, maybe. I think that's fine. But this one, I think, needs to come up just a little bit. Boop, just like that. And I don't know, that one's really tall. Do I need to make this one taller? I'm sorry, I'm being very particular about this. We'll move on in a second. Yeah, yes, okay. Awesome. All right, next I said we were going to work on this. We are going to place other like little bits and bobs to decorate the exterior, but I'm taking little breaks here and there from doing certain things so I have time to like think about what I want to do and decide what I want to do. Okie dokie. I think we will... Ooh, purple. Yes, purple. We'll put purple there. We'll put purple there. Okay. I'm going to roll with it. It honestly doesn't really matter. I'm just placing randomness. Sometimes it's the best way to do your landscape. Okay, no, I don't like that. Actually, that's not good. Okay, I was like, oh, look, I can just place things randomly. I know what I'm doing. No. All right, we're going to place some grass here. We're going to do it with a little more intention. I was going to say, like, the best way to landscape is just place things randomly, but I ate my words very quickly. All right, we move this there. Actually, we're going to slide this guy down, and then I'm going to grab that tall bush, I think. We're going to use it here. Yes. All right, what else do I want to do? We can put, what's this guy look like? That's very purple and very bright, but it is not the vibe. I like it, but it's not the vibe for this, I think. That is okay-ish. We can work with this. You need to go in more a little bit, I think. Just like that. And then I'm also going to move these flowers in a little bit more. And let's see what this looks like. That could work, yeah. All right, so that works. But yeah, I'm hoping that in the future I can figure out how to stream this from the computer. And then I think I found software where I would be able to play music that's not from The Sims. I'm sorry if the music from The Sims is annoying and you guys hate it. It's just that I feel like it's better than just having the awkward silence if I stop talking. I don't know. Which one's more cringe? Sim music or me stopping talking? I don't know. It just makes me feel a little bit better, but I don't know. You guys can give me your opinions and hopefully I can figure out the streaming thing, and then we can have some not sim music. Okay, I think that works. I do want to test this side out and see, oops, how it looks with the dirt. You have this dirt, the dirt. Oh, that's Mole from Lost City of Atlantis. Haha, okay. I was a little cringe, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm not apologizing for my mole reference. If you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, then yeah. Sorry, I get a little weird. I'm less nervous this time than I was last time I was live streaming. Definitely, I feel much more comfortable this time. But yeah, when I do get nervous, I get a little weird, but that's okay. That's fine. People get uncomfortable and they say silly things, but I am trying to be better about embracing my silly things. It is okay. If you don't like my silly things, that's fine. That's okay. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. It's okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and color this in a tiny bit, and then I think we can place just a couple more plants in like this area here. Which I said I wanted, not that one, wrong button, this guy. We're gonna go here for wall sculptures. And where are you, my friend, from the get together pack? Oh, did I pass it? I did pass it. Good job. This one. I want to place these guys here. And then I'm gonna see if maybe I can shrink this down, question mark? And kind of just you in here. All right, and when we're gonna place like some flowers that look sort of similar to that, I don't know, it's kind of eating through that window. It's kind of not okay, it doesn't affect the interior, but it's kind of annoying. I don't know. All right, we'll think about that in a second while I look for the flower that I think will match up with this one. No, why did I even think that one was going to work? That vaguely works, but it actually doesn't. It vaguely works, but it actually doesn't. That's funny. Okay. Could do... No, that doesn't... Does it even come in a pink shade? Am I crazy? Okay, that vaguely works if you squint at it from a distance. It kind of works. Does that make sense? Maybe. Okay, I think we need something that's a little bit more flat. Ooh, hold on. Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. I can't finish that sentence. It's a copyrighted song. I can't do it. I'm glad I caught myself. Okay. I think we will maybe use this one because I'm not sure about this one. Would be the easiest solution, but it kind of doesn't match up to that flower. But maybe if I go like this, no. I'm gonna stop myself right there. No, it's just no. The answer is no. I don't like it. Okie dokie, moving on. We need other plants. I don't want to use that one. I also need to use different shades of that one if I want to keep using it. Just to prevent things from looking too similar, because that's not a vibe. Not that one. This one? No, that's too big. What am I thinking? Okay, we could just keep it really easy and just do grass. Maybe. Okay, I'm gonna shrink this guy down probably and place you right about there, and then place, yeah, we're gonna keep a slightly larger one and place it like there-ish. All right, I'm not sure if that's a vibe or not. I don't think it's quite a vibe, but I also am not sure what else to do, so I'm gonna leave it for now, question mark, and we'll probably come back later and change it. For this side though, I think I am just gonna place this here, and I'm gonna change it so it's not... Oh no, I don't even like that. Okay, we're just gonna leave it like that. We're leaving that side like that, I think. Or I can just place some grass. We're just gonna place a little patch of grass, I think. If it doesn't look too similar. I'm being really indecisive today. What's going on? Why am I being indecisive? That's okay. All right, we're just gonna do a little bit more dirt. Oh, and I forgot to dirt this, so we can dirt this a little bit too. There we go. Just to help it be a little more apparent that this is where the plants are. Did that make sense? No. Okay, so that is good for this side. Yay! All right, so that's pretty much that side done. That wasn't too bad. Yay. Did I forget a window here? Was there supposed to be a window here? I think there was supposed to be a window here. Okay, haha. I'm glad I noticed that now. Because I would hate if I noticed that. That did happen one time, and I forget what build it was, but there was a build that I did months ago. I think it was October, where I completely left like a wall that was not supposed to be there up, and I saw it was on the gallery, and I cringed so hard. I was so annoyed with myself, but I didn't want to delete it because people had already started downloading it. So yeah, I think it was like a witch cottage or something. If you want to go and laugh at me being silly and forgetting to delete something, go ahead. It's okay. You're allowed to laugh at me. I laugh at myself, so it's fine. Okay, we can put maybe some of this over here, but then I'm going to want to hide this. Why do I want to do this is the question. Can I find a bush that I think will fit there? Once we do grass. No, I don't like that. Okay, never mind. We could do it here more-ish, underneath this tree. I'm honestly probably just going to place more just grass and wildflowers underneath this tree because it kind of is covered up a little bit, so it doesn't matter quite as much about what I place here. I'm going to move you here, move you there. Lovely. If I wanted to, I could just place a couple of these bushes. We're going to look at it from above, though. I think that'll help. All right, do I want to move this tree while I'm doing that? Because I don't know, because I'm also using the tree so I can tell like where I think I want to place plants. All right, so we're going to work around the tree. If it gets too annoying, I'll move the tree. But for right now, we're just going to roll with the tree. We'll put the lavender there for now. but because I'm being a little indecisive. I'm not quite sure if I want to keep it there, but it can stay there for now. I don't want to use this again because I just used that. I'm looking for, there's like okay, there's the lowline palm plant. Where's the fern? That's what it's called. I was struggling to find the word. Okay, fern. No, that's too much green. All right, we're getting too green. Let's put some flowers in here. That'll help. Or you can do these ones, but I'm probably going to go around to the other side again later on. I don't want to do it right now because we just started working over here. Because I feel like I used all the same shade on the front of this build. So I want to go around and change that later. Maybe off camera, maybe not. It'll depend if I remember it later or not, to be honest. Okay, that works fine. That is something. It's not great, but it's not bad. Oh, all right, hold on. Give me 1 second. Miss Nugget is stuck underneath her blanket. Don't walk on the keyboard or walk on the keyboard. Okay, I'm sorry. If that sounded terrible, I'm sorry. It's a cat. She's gonna do what she wants. Hi, Miss Nugget. How are you? She was napping underneath a jacket behind the computer, in case you're wondering what just happened. She decided to jump out. She might have been too toasty. She's been taking some very good naps recently. I'm very happy for her. You know, I can be quite envious of the kitty and how well she naps. All right, sorry. It's kind of annoying. I don't know why I did that. Okay. Do I want to put this here? I have to make sure it's not going to hit into this wall. It's the beauty of the tree is that it sort of does not matter as much about what I put here, but it also does because, yeah. Okay, how does this look from like a free angle though? That's going to be the determiner. That looks okay. I think we need a little more something on the corner though. So we'll put something there and then I'm going to call that done, I think. And then we will move on. All right, one more thing. No, let's do like a lavender bush. It's not lavender, but we can call it lavender. Is that too much? That might be too much. No, that's too much. Okay. She said in a quizzical town. Okay, that could work, maybe. Let's slap some dirt underneath it and then we'll see. I haven't even said anything. There's like people coming and going, hello, I'm sorry. I should be acknowledging y'all. I don't know okay, I genuinely don't know. Like what's worse? Me acknowledging y'all and then no one saying hi back and then me being sad, or like me acknowledging everybody and then scaring them away because it's like, oh God, she acknowledged us. Like I genuinely don't know the etiquette. So yeah, I don't know what's worse. Hi. Oh, look, acknowledgement. Hello. How are you? I had a feeling it was you, Mother. I was like, I have one concurrent viewer. I'm willing to bet money I probably know who this is. All right, we're going to start working over here. No, that's not a vibe. What could be a vibe? That is the question. We'll do some more lavender and some more of that. I like the cottage garden. Like they probably have a lot of edible. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Definitely, because like in this world, there's like a lot of walking paths and stuff, and they do have like each of these little mounds of dirt. Normally, they're like different plants or crystals and stuff that they can go and harvest around the world. So yes, that is definitely what I was thinking about. You're spot on. Yes, that is definitely the vibe we're going for here. Haha. Alright, we can put more of these guys here. Just to help fill in back here, because again, they're not really going to be able to see it too much. But I also want to try to make sure it's not looking too similar to each other. And it's also not going to be hitting into that wall because that's not cute. Okay, that looks fine. This is just a chimney, but it's still going to bother me if I can see that it's cutting through. So I don't want it to do that. All right, we're going to tuck you in a little bit more. And then I think I'm going to tuck this guy in here. And where are you, my friend? This one. I'm going to put this guy right here because he fits in there well if I tuck it in properly. Okay. Do like that. Put you there. Oh, lovely. What are you planting something specific or just like general maintenance? Because I think it's morning for you guys, so you probably want to get out there before it gets hot, really hot. Well, it's still springtime, so it's probably not hot per se. No, I want something taller there, but that can stay there for just a second. Maybe we can do some more grass, because that grass is kind of hidden, so I can ignore that a little bit. I'm gonna zhuzh this guy over. I'm trying to determine if I want to wrap it. No, I think I want to keep it a little bit tighter in on this side and not go in front of the tree. We're gonna let the tree be the border, so to speak. So I think I'm just gonna zhuzh this guy in like that, question mark? Yes. Maybe I should have added a greenhouse, honestly. That would have made sense. Veggie nerve guard and climbing roses get knocked over in the windstorm, so I have to give them some TLC. Oh, that stinks. Yeah, hopefully they'll be okay. Because I know roses can be quite fussy sometimes, I think. So hopefully the flowers will be okay. That is something. Okay, that works. We are going to place, I think honestly I'm just going to place some grass underneath here. I'm going to try and sneak underneath here as much as I can. Yeah, okay, and we'll just wrap it a little tiny bit, just around there. All right, that works. Okay, and then I think we're gonna place some more grass just to fill this in. All right, now next tree, do I want to? All right, I'm gonna use this terrain tool. That's gonna help me visualize what direction I want. So we're just gonna go around like this. Just a little bit. Okay, yeah, I think we are gonna go around this tree just a little tiny bit and then swoop it around that way. No, we'll go out just a little bit more, I think. I think that'll work. Okay, so we'll just fill all this in. The terrain paint doesn't matter so much here. I'm hoping to fill it in as much as possible, but this works for now. There we go. Hi, pets. Hi, babies. How's Nanners doing? I hope she's doing good. And Marcus and Delilah. I miss them. Let's size this up. It's like a little life hack. No, I don't like how that looks sized up. I was like, it's a nice little life hack you can do if you're being lazy and you don't want to like fill up. You want to fill up more space without having to place so many plants. You can just size everything up. But I immediately didn't like how it looked. She's snapping on the poop. Of course she is. That's what she does. That's a very Nanners thing to do. So that's very on brand for her. I'm happy for her. Hopefully there's some sun. We got some really good sun this morning. I was so excited to live stream. I couldn't sleep, so I ended up waking up like ridiculously early at like 5 a.m. And I had like a rooster brain because the sun gets up quite early and it sets quite late. It started doing that right now. So I just couldn't go back to bed. So I just literally was sitting around all day waiting for it to be time to stream. No sun, cloudy day. Ah. Alright. Well, hopefully you guys will get some sun. I'm gonna place something there. I don't think I want to place... Well, I could. Alright. I could technically place this here. It's free country. I can do that. Yes. And then I think I'm just gonna place some of this randomly. And then we'll fill in the rest with some random flowers. So like this. And we'll do some yellow like that. Just you over like that. And then, do I want to do red? No, red might be too aggressive. We'll do some pinks in the corner here. And I'll probably put another bigger plant in that section there. We'll place some of this here. Yes. I think that works. Okay, this is working. This is fine. I could do that, or I could do these. What is that? Did I use this anywhere? I literally just used it over there. Okay. Not over there, but like... No, it's not tall enough. I just used that there, so I don't use it there again. That's not tall enough. Okay, plant shopping, dude. Nope. No. No. Nope. Grass. It's about to be grass. Oh, there's grass right there, though. Darn it. Alright. Solution here. Nope, not the solution. Can I just ignore that? Can I just give myself the pass? Just blend it in with this. Maybe. Okay. I kind of don't like it, but I also don't feel like. Okay, let's look. Let's look around. Let's hold our breath. It's okay. Let's look. Cause there's some, I need something else there, but not that. That's a vibe somewhat, but not the vibe. What do you look like, sifed up? The green's kind of iffy though, but it could just be the lighting. I'm not sure. All right, we're gonna roll with that for now. I don't want to stick on one thing for too long because that can be boring. I'm gonna chuck this grass in just a little bit, just so that the trunk of the tree is not so naked. Okay, I think that works. We're gonna go back to the front of the build. And we're gonna take a little look-see and see what else do I think needs some love, some touching up. We could put a little flower box up here. Maybe that'd be cute. There's a child screaming. I'm sorry if you can hear that. I don't know what to do about that. The child is going to scream. I'm gonna put another flower box here. Might be. Yeah, it just helps add a little more texture, a little more spunk. I hope that doesn't sound like happy screaming. I'm sorry, kid. I feel bad for the kid. This kid's not having a good time. I'm hoping that this is I don't want to go inside because I'm having too much fun crying and not like I fell and hurt my face and scream. Okay, I kind of want to have something climbing up here, but I don't really want to place much here. It just is not a lot of room. I think we might leave it like this for now. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna think about that. For right now, we're gonna leave it like that. But there are a couple little bits and bobs that are left that I want to put out here. How are we doing on time? I have not even looked at it. Okay, we're at about an hour. That's good. I had a feeling. I was like, this one's probably going to be a shorter live stream. Maybe an hour and some change. We shall see. Just because there's just a little bit less to do in this one than the last one. That's the wrong kit. I need the Crystal Creations. Oh, it's not a kit. It's right here. I'm silly. And I need show all. Because this is... Okay, if you do not have Crystal Creations, they do have these... Where are you, my friend? This guy. It's the Mystical Moonlight Crystal Grid. And the idea is that you place these outside during the nighttime on top of a table, which we're going to find in just a second. If I can remember which table I used. And then you can place crystals or jewelry that your Sims create onto this little table, and then they can get like magical abilities and get charged up. I haven't actually played with the kit per se, but that is the general idea. So this little balcony moment is the perfect thing for this. All right, let me see if I can see which table. I did take some reference pictures, so I vaguely know which one I picked, but I also do not remember at all. Oh, surprise, surprise. I used it's literally the magic pack one. Good job. So let's go to the magic pack. Where are you, my friend? Realm of Magic. I always forget the name of that pack. And we're gonna use this guy. And I am gonna change it to a black shade because the aesthetic for our crystal shop, which is going to be this building, is very dark and mysterious. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with it when I was planning out how I want the interior to look. It is quite a vibe, if I do say so myself. So I hope you guys will like it too when we get to it. Okay, so we're gonna put you here, and I'm gonna tuck you in right there. I don't know if I want to put a chair out here per se. I could put a little stool here. Maybe that will work. But I don't want something that looks like it has to be something that they don't care about rain and stuff getting on it. Maybe, if that makes sense. So make a little stool. I don't think I want something stone because that's going to look too heavy. But maybe just a little stool. I think there's one from Jungle Adventure. Yes, this one. Just so that, I don't know, if they want to just sit out here, they can do that. Could also give them a telescope. Telescope would be helpful. They can look out this way and that way at the stars. Okay, telescope. Where is that? I forget. No, it's under hobbies and skills, I think. Right? Yes. All right. I'm just gonna use the base game one because that makes it easier for if you're someone that doesn't have all the packs instead of using the werewolf one. There's honestly not. Well, okay. Do I want the fancy one? Oh no. All right, I'm eating my words. I'm sorry. This one looks fancy. I want the fancy one. Yes. Okay. Sorry, I want the slightly more fancy looking one. Teehee. So we're gonna place you right about here, and then we're gonna place wall sconces on either side of these as well. Okay. Do I want to place the stool? Well, first of all, the stool is facing the wrong way. Second of all, maybe we'll place the stool like there-ish, and then I'll have to make sure that this is facing like that. And I'm gonna go to the Sims 3 camera so I can spin that around just a little bit more, because right now you are gonna have the glamorous view of the building's wall, so that's not good. So we can do, honestly, right about there might be fine. All right, what are they gonna be looking at? Is it sky? Yes, that is sky. Okay, that works for now. I don't want to spend too much time on that. Okay. All right, that works. Okay, now everything's on that side. That's going to bother me. All right, we're going to spin this guy around. I'm being so particular about this. Okay, Lexi, let it go. You got to stop. Okay, let it go. Sometimes you gotta tell yourself verbally. Just gotta let it go, Lexi. You're being too particular over a stool that only you care about. Just gotta let that go. All right, which light do I want to use? That one's too flat. I do like this one, but I think I used it on the English Manor, but I don't remember. I might stick with my Old Faithful. I always end up using this one, honestly. All right, and I'm gonna place this over, honestly, yeah, right there. Is that centered? Question mark. Well, centered to the door itself. Yes, that works. All right, and then yeah, honestly, any of these little anywhere where there's doors, I'm gonna put some lamps. So we're gonna pop downstairs. Do I want to put 2 here or just 1? I think 2 might be fine. This one I might just put 1 though. because I'm gonna have to be picky. All right, so maybe we'll just do one. So we'll do it like that. Okay, I think that works. Is this sign too high? It is a little bit. Okay, that fixed it a little bit. Okay, that works. What else do I want to put here? I want to put maybe some benches, and I think I want to give them some firewood. So there's like the firewood storage thingy that came from the get together pack. Oh, excuse me, I have to yawn. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that'll work. So let me see if I can find it. Because yeah, there is quite a few fireplaces in this build. Here you are. All right, so I'm gonna tuck this into that corner right about there. All right, does that make sense to have that right by the front door though? Question mark. Okay, maybe I'll put it in here because I do want to put a couple little bits and bobs in here as well. This is a nice transition, then we can put this in here. All right, I am gonna change your color. Please and thank you. That works. Yeah? Okay. Okay, but the roof kind of makes sense. I'm gonna put it here. This also helps to cover up some of the wall too. Is that good? No, it's kind of floating. Is that good? I'm gonna call that good. Okie dokie. For here, I'm going to give them a bench. And then there's a barrel that I also want to use. It's not this one. It's I think we honestly just used the one that came from the Realm of Magic pack, which is, oh, hold on. Where are you, my friend? Here you go. This one. We can use this guy right around here. That color works. Okay, we're going to go with that color. I think that's a little bit better. And then I'm going to use a barrel. And that's going to be from the Horse Ranch pack. And then I'm going to put a lantern on top of the barrel. It's just for decoration. Just so it looks like they have some like storage and stuff. Maybe they like to gather water to water their plants. I don't know. The world's your oyster if you want to give them a little storyline of why they have the barrel. I don't know. Honestly, whenever I do these sort of fantasy builds, I end up thinking of Skyrim. And in Skyrim, if you play Skyrim, you understand what I mean. They always have like the barrels of random food and stuff. I honestly think that's why I'm thinking of that, now that I think about it. Yeah, I haven't played Skyrim in quite a while. I definitely want to start playing. But to be honest, I'm always so busy with doing builds, I don't always have the time. But I should make the time because it's important to have time for myself. I don't know. Not that I don't enjoy doing Sims even just for funsies, because I do want to start doing some gameplay live streams maybe in the future. So that'll give me an excuse to play Sims more so than just like building in Sims, but we shall see. All right. I also want the little, I don't think it's it's not a functioning item, but it's from the cottage living. It's a little herb harvesting table, if I can find it. I'm sorry, I'm focusing so I don't pass over it. Let's look. Oh, that's also really cute. Maybe we'll put that somewhere. Not right there, but somewhere. Oh, I should also put the wall sconces on the outside of the tunnel too, I think. I think that'll be a vibe. Okay, it's right there. Goodness gracious. Okay. All right, I don't need two of these though. There we go, that works. I'm gonna change you to a slightly more moody tone, of course. Do I wanna do that color? Or do I wanna do this one? We're gonna go for that one. I like that. Okay, that works. All right, do I want anything else in here? We could put this here in that hallway, honestly. It's gonna help illuminate this side. Let's see what this looks like. That is okay for now, I think. That could work for now. But yes, we definitely need to put the wall sconces on either side of the tunnel, I think. And then we'll take another little look around. If I can't think of anything else I want to add, then we might end the live stream there, but we shall see in just a second. And then yeah, the next video is going to be, we're going to start working on the interior. And I think we're going to do the ground floor of the potions and magical supply shop. I have not come up with a name for the shop, so if anybody has an idea for what to name our crystal shop or the potion and supply shop, I would love to hear some. But yeah, if I can't think of anything and y'all don't come up with anything, then it's probably just gonna be called the potion and supply shop. But you know, it's nice sometimes to try and be a little more creative, but we shall see. All right, any more outdoor lighting? Do I want to put any lightings over here? I do not think so, because I think it'd be annoying at nighttime to have the lights, but we can put some of these little floor garden lights. That will work. So let's do ones, these kind of match those, or I can use these ones. I think these work a little bit better. Yes. I'm just gonna put a couple of these just in random spots just so it's not quite so dark around our gardens. It helps it look a little bit more pretty at nighttime. Just like that. All right, I think maybe one or two. I also have to do the back. I can't forget that. I have to do that outside. So I think I'll place like one right there. And then we'll place maybe like two in this little section here. One there and then one like here. Yeah, I think that works. Okie dokie. Okay, I feel like that's the wrong color. Yeah, that's not the same brown. I'm gonna turn the lights on so we can see better though. Is that the right brown? Oh goodness. That's the right brown. Maybe. I think it is. We're gonna say that it is. Okay. Okay, that works. Hallway's done. The upper walkway's done. We have lights. We have plants. Are we done? Do I want to call this done? I think this could be done. All right, we're going to do a little spin around and just make sure. But I think we're done for this live stream. I think this looks pretty good. All right, yeah. So yeah, all right. I'm sorry, I keep saying yeah, all right. All right. All right. Stop saying all right. We're going to end the live stream here. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you on Friday for the next part of this build. Yeah, thank you to everybody that joined, even if you popped on even just for 5 seconds. I deeply appreciate you. And I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.